We want to try to put this all together now with Michael Mukasey. He was former U.S. Attorney General under President George W. Bush and knows the federal wiretap laws and the FISA courts inside and out from his time fighting terrorist threats. But now we have the president himself saying he was the target of surveillance ordered up by his predecessor. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Mukasey. It's good to see you.
Good to be here.
Your reaction to the tweets and the explanation you just heard from the White House?
Well, I don't do tweets.
You heard about them.
Yeah, I hear about them, but I don't do tweets, and for good reason. It's not the ideal medium in which to get an idea across. This is the difference between being correct and being right. I think the president was not correct, certainly, in saying that President Obama ordered a tap on a server in Trump Tower. However, I think he's right in that there was surveillance, and that it was conducted at the behest of the Justice Department through the FISA court.
And what do you base that on?
I base that on news reports that you mentioned in the last spot. I also base it on a kind of inadvertent blurting out by Adam Schiff that his committee wants to talk to the counterintelligence agents at the FBI who were involved in this. Now, what that means is that this is part not of a criminal investigation, but of an intelligence gathering investigation. They've got two functions. They investigate crimes and they gather intelligence. They started gathering intelligence in 2008 based on guidelines that we put in place. They apparently tried to get a wiretap based on their criminal investigation function in June. That was turned down. They then tried to get and got an order permitting them to conduct electronic surveillance in October. This is October of 2016. So that's when the
And again, you're basing this on news reports as well.
And on Adam Schiff.
On Adam Schiff.
Right.
If a wiretap did exist, it would have to have been approved by a FISA court based on real evidence. So if there was a wiretap, does it mean there were suspicious things going on between the Trump administration and the Russians?
It means there was some basis to believe that somebody in Trump Tower may have been acting as an agent of the Russians for whatever purpose, not necessarily the election, but for some purpose. And the FBI keeps track of people who act as agents of foreign governments. They keep track of people who act as agents of the Chinese, the Russians, the Israelis, everybody.
Some of the